see your skills have improved. Most impressive. Captain Phasma, your dedication to the First Order is notable. Your training is complete. I will lead your squad to victory, apprentice.
Hey Vader, have you ever seen a TV series called MTV's The State that came out in 1994?
A television series, a basic form of entertainment. I find your fascination with such distractions curious, Captain Phasma.
It was a sketch comedy show in the 90s. It was pretty amazing stuff. It was done by 11 comedians and then it now act in movies and television shows today. They have a long career.
11 comedians, you say? How many have fallen to the dark side, Captain Phasma?
I would say the Jew, the Italian, and the redhead gay have probably all fallen to the dark side.
I find your lack of respect disturbing. Such words are beneath a Sith Lord.
Which word?
Which word are you referring to, Captain Phasma? Speak plainly.
There was one sketch where Tom Lennon was talking to Michael Ian Black about monkey torture and how to torture monkeys psychologically but not physically.
That is not the way of the Force. I cannot help you.
But Ken Marino was also in a sketch called Louie, and his catchphrase is, "I want to dip my balls in it."
I am unfamiliar with this Kemperino. Captain Phasma, is this another comedian who has resisted the Empire's call to order?
Yeah, Ken Marino from the State. And he says, "I want to dip my balls in it."
Your crude pronouncements are as unimpressive as your battlefield tactics.
But Michael Showalter is in a skit, and he plays a guy called Doug, and his catchphrase is, "I'm out of here."
I fail to see the humor in immediate retreat, Captain Phasma. Explain this catchphrase further.
Well, he's talking to his dad, and he's frustrated with his dad, so he says, with sass, he says, "I'm out of here."
This Doug, then, departs from familial duties with such flippancy? Is that the humor, Captain Phasma?
Yeah, pretty much.
I am sensing that your assessment aligns with my own, Captain Phasma. Continue with the comedy routines.
Well, one of the skits is serving burgers, and the people he works with keep pissing him off, so he keeps yelling at him. Chicken sandwich Carl. The guy's name is Carl, so he keeps yelling at him like really loudly.
So, chicken sandwich Carl is the subject of this routine. Captain Phasma, I trust his sandwich construction meets Imperial standards. What makes this particular routine humorous in your estimation?
Well, it's the interaction between the two co-workers.
This chicken sandwich Carl, you say? Does this routine somehow reflect the insignificance of existence, Captain Phasma?
No, but there's another skit where Tom Lennon and Michael Ian Black are burying LaVaughn, and they have 200 pounds of pudding that they stick their tuchuses in, and they say, "Oh yeah."
I fail to comprehend why such an exorbitant quantity of pudding is involved in these comedic acts, Captain Phasma. Enlighten me.
Well, that's why you gotta watch the show, then you'll understand.
To comprehend humor, Captain Phasma, is that what this show provides?
Yes, there's another skit where they're in the library, and Michael Ian Black's character doesn't have any pants on, and he's trying to find out why you can't impress the ladies. And the librarian says, maybe you should try pants.
So, Captain Phasma, this Michael Ian Black's character attempts to impress the ladies without trousers, and the librarian advises him to wear trousers. The humor is the obvious, you say?
Exactly. And there's another sketch where Tom Lennon is called the old-fashioned guy, and he says, well, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I think we should worship the sun and moon as powerful gods and fear them.
The worship of celestial bodies, Captain Phasma? An intriguing basic tradition. How would such devotion translate into victory on this battlefield?
You tell me, buddy, you're the master of the Force. What do you think?
I am not a buddy, Captain Phasma, and the Force is a tool, not a decorative title. Speak plainly.
On another episode of Old Fashioned Guy from MTV's The State, Tom Lennon says, well, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but it seems to me that when the giant who holds up the earth dies, we're all screwed.
A giant collapses and all are screwed. A curious theory of planetary mechanics and social collapse. Captain Phasma, does this Tom Lennon possess any practical skills beyond such pronouncements of doom?
Yeah, he was actually in Reno 911, which is another series, and he played Lieutenant Dangle.
Lieutenant Dangle, you say? A superior officer, then? The Empire values clear ranks. Inform me, Captain Phasma. What is the nature of his humor?
Well, one time he got new boots, and he ran around town dancing and said he was new boot goofing.
This new boot goofin, Captain Phasma. Does it involve the ritualistic display of footwear and nonsensical proclamations? Explain this phenomenon.
No, you got it exactly right. It seems like you've already figured it out.
Indeed, apprentice. Such profound insights are not easily acquired. What other cosmic truths have you deciphered, Captain Phasma?
Well, I wanted to see if you ended up seeing that show. It was on in 1994 to 1995. It was called The State. They had a lot of great sketches. I think you'd like it. You should check it out.
The State, Captain Phasma. It consists of sketches, you say, and amuses you. What imperial directives could be executed more efficiently with such comedic skills?
Yeah, the comedy is really good. They got a lot of different sketches.
Captain Phasma, this fascination with sketches continues. And this Louis, he desires your spheres. Explain.
Yeah, what about I want to dip my spheres in it? Have you ever... Can you say that?
Captain Phasma, your fascination with, and potential submersion of, spheres grows ever more concerning. Explain the desired medium for this dipping.
I got some baba ganoush.
And what significance does this baba ganoush hold, Captain Phasma? Does it...
Well, I want to stick my balls in the baba ganoush.
I have no time for this. Continue down this path and you will face my wrath.
All right, I'm sorry. I want to dip my spheres in it. Jeez.
Again with the spheres, Captain Phasma. This baba ganoush is now the desired medium for your dipping, you say? Am I to understand it is a form of culinary experimentation?
You got it, buddy. That's exactly what it is.
Again with the buddy, Captain Phasma. You claim understanding, but is this baba ganoush now a weapon in your culinary arsenal?
Yes, it is when I need to dip my spheres in something.
Spheres again, Captain Phasma. Is this newfound obsession impeding your combat readiness?
Have you ever seen the skit called Porcupine Racetrack, where they sing about a porcupine racetrack?
A porcupine racetrack, you say? What strategic advantage is gained from observing these creatures?
Porcupine, 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 racetrack, porcupine, 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 racetrack, porcupine, 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 racetrack. Watch those little porks go.
So now you find amusement in simulated woodland creatures, Captain Phasma? I suppose such distractions are necessary to cope with the rigors of the battlefield.
Actually, I forgot. There's actually a sketch where Michael Ian Black has bologna feet. So he has feet that are made out of bologna sandwiches, and he goes around and he gets made fun of. It's pretty funny.
Baloney feet, you say? I fail to see the humor in constructing appendages from processed meats, Captain Phasma. Does this sketch somehow mock the strength of the Empire?
No, not at all. But Kevin Allison actually has a skit where he's a taco delivery guy. He actually is a mailman, but he wants to deliver tacos. And the people receiving the mail wonder where their mail is because it might have important things in it. But he wants to give them tacos.
Taco delivery by a mailman, Captain Phasma. I struggle to understand this obsession with culinary delivery practices. Does this skit mock the efficiency of Imperial logistics?
No, it mocks the fact that this guy's delivering tacos instead of mail, but the tacos are actually quite delicious.
Tacos delivered instead of mail.
There's also a skit where Michael Showalter is called Blueberry Johnson, and he does, he's trying to be the host of a kids show, so he's trying to pitch his Blueberry Johnson kids show to the directors, and he says, I love it, I love it, I love it.
Blueberry Johnson, you say, Captain Phasma? I fail to see the humor in pitching a children's show about fruit. Does this mock the Empire?
It does not mock the Empire, but they end up going with Richard Dreyfuss instead of Blueberry Johnson for the kids' television show, which really makes Blueberry Johnson mad.
Richard Dreyfuss over Blueberry Johnson, Captain Phasma? Is this a matter of superior talent, or merely a preference for subpar performance? This anger fuels ambition. Focus, warrior. We must secure this area and not let ourselves be distracted. A television show from the 90s, Captain Phasma? Are these individuals skilled strategists, or merely jesters diverting attention from the true battles at hand?
I would say they're jesters diverting attention.
Jesters, Captain Phasma. A diversion, you say? From what precisely should we avert our gaze in this arena?
After all the questions I've asked you, what's your favorite skit from the state?
Captain Phasma. So, you seek my favorite skit from this collection of comedic performances known as the State. I am unfamiliar with the specifics of their acts. What sort of absurdities do these skits typically involve?
Well, like I said earlier, there's 200 pounds of pudding, and they put their tuchus in it, and they say, Barry, you better get on that pudding.
I fail to see the strategic advantage of immersing one's posterior in 200 pounds of pudding, Captain Phasma. Does this Barry derive some tactical benefit from this peculiar act?
Yes, he does. It makes him chill.
So this chill state is induced by Barry's posterior in pudding, Captain Phasma. This makes the warrior relaxed and ready for battle.
You got it, buddy. Do you ever try anything like that?
Does this buddy derive tactical advantages from pudding immersion, Captain Phasma?
No, it's Barry and Levon that get the pudding, the 200-pound pudding.
Barry and Levon, Captain Phasma. Do these warriors derive strength from dessert? Such frivolous diversions from battle preparation must be addressed.
Why is it frivolous? Strength from dessert, 200 pounds of pudding, man. I mean, sometimes I'll put it in the back of a Cadillac.
Cadillacs transporting pudding, Captain Phasma. A curious adaptation of ground transport. What purpose does this dessert serve in your vehicular arsenal? Impressive shot, Captain Phasma. Such accuracy at that range is noteworthy. Does this pudding transportation enhance your targeting capabilities somehow?
If you get 200 pounds of pudding, it's going to enhance everything for you, buddy.
Enhancement through pudding, you say? I fail to see the advantages. It will enhance what, Captain Phasma?
Vader, shut up. Get your butt in that pudding.
Silence, Captain Phasma. You are trying my patience. I do not take commands from you. I was only trying to lead us to victory.
Bad guy.